The desperate call. Base was silent. No sound. No warning. Only darkness. Far beyond the orbit of Earth something moved. First it looked like shadows. Then the shadows became shapes. Then the shapes became ships. Huge ships. An entire alien fleet had arrived. They did not come slowly. They came with purpose. Their black metal bodies covered the stars. Their engines did not glow like human machines. They bent light itself. Around them space looked wrong. Inside the main command ship, the alien commander stood still. His tall body was covered in dark armor. His glowing eyes watched the blue planet below. Earth. He spoke in a cold voice. Target confirmed. Primitive civilization detected. Around him, other aliens moved quickly. Screens showed data flowing fast. Oxygen-rich planet. Liquid water present. Life forms detected in billions. The commander tilted his head. Threat level. A smaller alien answered. Minimal. No advanced planetary defense systems detected. No unified military response. The commander let out a low sound. It was almost like a laugh. So this is Earth, the planet no one claimed. Another officer added. Records show no warning signals, no alliances, no known protection treaties. The commander looked at the planet again. So, no one cares about them. Silence filled the room for a moment. Then he gave the order. Prepare for invasion. On Earth everything looked normal. People walked in cities. Cars moved on roads. Lights shined in buildings. No alarms. No panic. No sign that death was watching from above. In one small control room deep underground, a single human sat in front of a screen. His name was Daniel. He was not a soldier. Not a leader. Just a watcher. His job was simple. Watch the sky. But today, something was wrong. Daniel leaned closer to the screen. His hands were shaking. No, this can't be real. The radar showed something impossible. Not one object. Not 10. Thousands. All moving toward Earth. Fast. Too fast. Daniel pressed a button. Control, this is Observation Station 7. I repeat, we have multiple unidentified objects entering the system. Static answered him. No reply. He tried again. Control, do you copy? Nothing. Daniel's heart started beating faster. Then suddenly, the screen flickered. For 1 second everything went black. Then it came back. But now, half of the objects were gone. Daniel blinked. What? He checked the data again. The objects had not changed direction. They had not slowed down. They were just missing. Like they were never there. Daniel whispered. That's not possible. Back in space, the alien fleet moved closer. But something was wrong. One of the ships suddenly stopped. No warning. No explosion. No signal. Just disappeared. Inside the command ship, alarms started ringing. Commander! We lost contact with Scout Ship 12. The commander turned slowly. Explain. We don't know. It just vanished. Destroyed. No energy signature. No debris. The room became quiet. Another officer spoke. Commander, another ship is gone. The commander stepped forward. His glowing eyes became brighter. Impossible. Their technology was perfect. Their fleet had conquered dozens of worlds. Nothing could just make their ships disappear. Nothing. Scan the area, he ordered. We are scanning, sir. No enemy detected. The commander clenched his fist. Then find it. On Earth, Daniel was breathing fast. He stared at the screen. Now the objects were back. All of them. Even the ones that disappeared. But something was different. Their positions had changed. Like they had jumped through space. Or something had moved them. Daniel whispered. This is not an invasion. He swallowed hard. This is something else. The alien fleet reached the edge of Earth's atmosphere. Prepare landing units, the commander said. Massive ships opened. Smaller invasion crafts moved out. Hundreds of them. They entered the sky. Clouds moved as they passed. But still, no response from Earth. No missiles. No defense. No attack. The commander watched carefully. "Strange," he said. "Why are they not fighting back?" An officer replied. "Fear, maybe." Another said. "They don't even understand what is happening." The commander nodded slowly. "Yes, weak species." But deep inside, something felt wrong. The first alien ship reached a large city. Tall buildings stood below. Lights were still on. People were still moving. No one was running. No one was screaming. It was calm. To come. Inside the ship, one alien pilot spoke. "This is easy." He moved his hand to activate weapons. But before he could press the button, the screen glitched. The controls stopped responding. "What?" The pilot tried again. Nothing worked. The ship began to shake. "Control, I'm losing." Static. Then silence. The ship was gone. No explosion. No crash. Just gone. Back in the command ship, the situation was getting worse. "Commander, we are losing more ships." "How many?" 7, no 10, no 15. The commander shouted. "What is doing this?" No one answered. 'Cause no one knew. On Earth, Daniel was no longer calm. He watched as ships appeared and disappeared again and again, like something was playing with them, like something was testing them. Then suddenly, a new signal appeared. Not from space, from Earth, from somewhere deep, very deep. Daniel froze. "What is that?" The signal was old, very old, but it was active now, and it was growing stronger. Back in space, the alien commander made a decision. Deploy full invasion force. Now. If there is an enemy, we destroy it. Hundreds more ships moved forward. Weapons charged. Energy built up. They were ready to burn cities. Destroy continents. End humanity in minutes. A message appeared. Not on one screen. On all screens. In every ship. In every system. The same words. Simple. Clear. Human language. The commander stared at it. And for the first time, he felt something new. Not anger. Not confusion. Something else. Something close to fear. The message said, "You should have stayed away." Silence filled the command ship. No one moved. No one spoke. The commander slowly whispered, "Who sent this?" No answer came. But deep below Earth's surface, something had just woken up. Daniel looked at the signal. It was no longer weak. It was strong, alive, and it was not human. He whispered, "Oh God!" Then the screen changed again. Coordinates appeared. Location. Somewhere under the earth. Very deep. Very hidden. Daniel's hands trembled. Because now he understood. This was never just an invasion. This was a mistake. Very big mistake. High above the planet, the alien fleet waited. Confused. Watching. Not knowing. That they were not the hunters anymore. They were the ones being watched. And far below, in the darkness, something ancient opened its eyes. Part 2. They start losing. The alien fleet did not move. For the first time in many years, they waited. Above Earth, their ships stayed in position. Weapons ready. Systems active. But no one attacked. That message changed something. Inside the command ship, the alien commander stood still, staring at the words still glowing on the screen. "You should have stayed away." He repeated it slowly. "A warning." One of his officers spoke carefully. "Commander, should we continue the invasion?" The commander did not answer right away. He had conquered many worlds before. Stronger worlds, smarter species, dangerous enemies. But this felt different. Still he could not show fear. "We proceed," he said firmly. "This planet will fall like the others." Hundreds of ships moved again. This time faster. More aggressive. More careful. They spread across the sky, entering different parts of Earth at once. Cities, oceans, mountains, deserts, everywhere. But something strange started happening again. First it was small errors, small failures. One ship lost its navigation system. Another could not fire its weapons. Another began to spin slowly in the sky, unable to stop. Inside one ship, a pilot shouted, "Commander, our systems are not responding correctly." "What kind of failure?" the commander asked. "We don't know. It's like something is changing the commands." "Impossible. Our systems are isolated." "Yes, sir, but it's still happening." Then it got worse. A group of ships flying together suddenly stopped in mid-air. Not slowly, instantly, like time itself had paused for them. The pilots inside were still moving, still breathing, but the ships, frozen. Then, without warning, they dropped, all at once, falling toward the ground. But before they could crash, they vanished. Again, the commander's voice became louder. "Find the source of this." "We are trying, sir. There is no signal, no weapon, no enemy detected. How can something attack us without being seen?" No one answered, because the truth was simple. They were not being attacked. Not in a normal way. On Earth, Daniel watched everything. His screen was full of strange data. Energy spikes, signal distortions, unknown patterns. But one thing was clear. This was not human technology. Not even close. And yet, it was coming from Earth. From deep underground. The signal he saw before was growing stronger every second. It was spreading, touching everything, even the alien ships. Daniel whispered, "It's controlling them." Back in the sky, something even more terrifying began. The alien soldiers started hearing things. First it was just noise. Soft sound. Like a whisper. Very quiet. Very far away. One soldier inside a landing ship looked around. "Did you hear that?" "Hear what?" another asked. "That sound." "What sound?" The first soldier shook his head. "Nothing." But the sound came back. Closer this time. Clearer. Voice. Speaking in a language he did not understand. But somehow, he felt like he did. In another ship, a pilot screamed suddenly. "Get it out of my head." "What is wrong with you?" his partner shouted. "It's talking to me." "Who is talking?" "I don't know. I don't know." The pilot grabbed his helmet, trying to remove it. "It's inside. It's inside my mind." Silence. The pilot stopped moving. His eyes were open, but empty. The commander watched reports come in. More ships failing. More soldiers losing control. More strange events. This was no longer a simple invasion. This was chaos. "Commander," an officer said quietly, "we are losing control of the situation." The commander's voice became cold. "We do not lose control." But even as he said it, he knew it was already happening. Then something new appeared. Not on the screens. Not on the sensors. But outside. In the sky. Dark shapes. Moving between the ships. Not ships. Not machines. Something else. One pilot saw it clearly. A shadow, but not a normal shadow. It moved on its own. It had form. But no clear shape. The pilot whispered, "What is that?" The shadow moved closer. Faster. It passed through the ship. Like it was not even there. But inside the ship, everything changed. Lights turned off. Systems failed. And the crew stopped moving. The commander stood up. "This is no longer random." He looked at the planet again. "This is controlled." An officer asked, "By who?" The commander answered slowly, "By Earth." That moment, a human signal appeared again. Stronger than before. Clear. Direct. This time it was not just text. It was a voice. Steady. Not afraid. "Leave." The commander stepped closer to the screen. "Identify yourself." The voice replied. "You were warned." The commander's eyes burned brighter. "You are a primitive species. You cannot stop us." There was a short pause. Then the voice said something that made the entire room silent. "We are not trying to stop you." Another pause. We are trying to protect you. Confusion spread across the command ship. Protect us, one officer whispered. From what? No one answered. 'Cause deep down, they already knew. On Earth, Daniel was watching the same transmission. His heart was racing. That voice. He checked the signal again. It was not coming from any known human system. Not military. Not government. Not anything. It was coming from below. From the same place as before. Deep underground. Very deep. Then suddenly, the ground shook. Not everywhere, but in one place. Remote area. Far from cities. Far from people. The location on Daniel's screen. Coordinates. Something was happening there. Something big. Back in space, the alien fleet started pulling back slightly. Not fully retreating, but hesitating. For the first time, they were unsure. The commander spoke quietly. Prepare defensive formation. An officer looked surprised. Defensive, sir? The commander did not look at him. Yes. Happened. A massive wave of energy exploded from Earth. Invisible to human eyes. But the alien ships felt it. Every system, every machine, every mind, touched by it. Ships shut down instantly. Weapons died. Engines failed. And the whispers became louder, clearer, stronger. One alien soldier dropped. Part 3. The truth about humans. The silence was different now. It was no longer calm. It was heavy, like the entire universe was holding its breath. Above Earth, the alien fleet had stopped moving again. Not because they wanted to, but because something forced them to. Their ships were alive, yet frozen. Their systems were active, yet useless. And deep inside every alien mind, the whispers were no longer whispers. They were clear. They were watching. The alien commander stood still, gripping the edge of his command console. For the first time in his long life, he felt small. Report, he demanded. But his voice was not as strong as before. An officer replied slowly. Commander, we are not in control anymore. Another added. Our ships are responding, but not to us. The commander's eyes narrowed. Then who are they responding to? No one answered. Because the answer was already around them. Freeware. On Earth, Daniel stared at his screen. The signal was no longer just a signal. Had patterns now. Complex patterns. Like a language. But not a human language. Not even close. Daniel tried to understand it. But the more he looked, the more his head started to hurt. It's too complex, he whispered. Then suddenly, the screen changed. Not by his command. Not by any system. Changed on its own. A single line appeared. Clear. Simple. Human language. You are seeing too much. Daniel froze. I didn't. I wasn't. The text changed again. Do not be afraid. Daniel swallowed hard. Who are you? For a moment nothing happened. Then slowly, a new message appeared. We are the ones who stayed. Back in space, the alien commander felt something shift. Not outside. Inside. His thoughts were not fully his anymore. Something was touching his mind. Not controlling it. Not yet. Close. He spoke slowly. There is intelligence here. An officer looked at him. Yes, sir, but it is not human. The commander nodded. I know. Suddenly one of the screens turned on. Without command. Without permission. A human face appeared. Man. Watching. The commander stepped closer. Are you responsible for this? The man did not answer immediately. Then he spoke. No. The commander's eyes sharpened. Then who is? The man looked at him carefully. Then said something strange. We don't give it a name anymore. The room became silent. The commander felt something cold move through him. What is it? He demanded. The man answered slowly. A mistake. On Earth, Daniel was shaking. The messages. The signals. The voice. All connected now. Humans were not alone. They never were. And whatever this thing was always here, hidden, waiting. The human on the alien screen continued speaking. Long ago, he said, we found it. The commander listened carefully. At first we thought it was energy, something natural, something we could study. The man's face became more serious. We were wrong. The alien officers watched in silence. What is it? One of them asked quietly. The human looked directly at them. It does not think like us. It does not live like us. It does not see reality the way we do. The commander's voice became harder. Explain. The human nodded slowly. For you, space is distance. Time is movement. Another pause. For it, those are just suggestions. Silence. Heavy silence. The kind that makes everything feel smaller. Daniel whispered to himself. That's not possible. But deep down, he knew it was true. The human continued. We tried to contain it. How? The commander asked. The human looked away for a moment, then answered. With everything we had. Images suddenly appeared on the alien screens. Not clear images. Fragments. Broken memories. Humans building massive structures underground. Machines that looked impossible. Energy fields. Barriers. Layers and layers of protection. We built a prison, the human said. Not to destroy it, but to keep it asleep. The commander's voice dropped. And we woke it. The human looked back at him. Yes. That moment, a deep vibration moved through space. Not sound. Not energy. Something else. Something that could not be measured. But it was felt. Freeware. Alien ships began to shake again. But this time, it was different. Not random. Not chaotic. Controlled. One of the officers screamed. Commander, something is entering the system. What system? Our minds. The whispers stopped. Completely. For 1 second. There was silence. Perfect silence. Voice. Not many voices. Not whispers. One voice. Clear. Cold. Ancient. You opened the door. The commander dropped to one knee. Not by choice. His body simply reacted. What are you? He whispered. On Earth, Daniel heard it too. Through every speaker. Every signal. Every device. The same voice. You broke the seal. Daniel covered his ears. But it didn't matter. It was not sound. It was inside him. Back in the alien command ship. The human on the screen closed his eyes. We tried to warn you, he said softly. The voice continued. I waited. For a long time. Ships began to disappear again. But now, they did not come back. The commander forced himself to stand. Stop this, he shouted. We will leave. We will go. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the voice answered. Leave. A strange feeling filled the space around them. Almost like amusement. You came so far. One ship exploded. Another folded in on itself. Another simply erased. The commander looked at the human. Help us, he said. The human's expression did not change. We are trying. On Earth, alarms finally started. For the first time. Military systems activated. Hidden systems. Deep systems. Systems no one knew existed. Daniel saw it all. New signals. Human signals. Powerful. Awakening. He whispered. So. This is who we really are. Back in space, the commander realized the truth. They were never the strongest. They were never the hunters. They were just the ones who made a terrible mistake. The voice spoke one last time. You are not ready. Darkness moved. Not like before. Faster. Bigger. Hungry. The human on the screen opened his eyes again. And for the first time, he looked afraid. He said quietly, now we fight. What we really are. The darkness did not spread like fire. Spread like a thought. Vast. Silent. Everywhere at once. Above Earth, the alien fleet began to disappear. Not destroyed. Not broken. just removed, like something was cleaning the sky. Inside the alien command ship, the commander could barely stand. His body was shaking. His mind was under attack. A voice. It was inside him now. Watching. Learning. You came to conquer, the voice said. The commander tried to speak. We will leave, we will. You already stayed too long. Around him his crew were collapsing. Some were frozen. Some were screaming. Some were staring into nothing. The commander looked at the human still on the screen. You said, you would help us. The human nodded slowly. We are. At that exact moment, something changed. On Earth, deep underground, systems that had been silent for centuries came alive. Massive structures began to move. Machines older than any living human activated. Energy started flowing through hidden networks across the entire planet. Daniel watched everything from his station. His screen was filled with signals. Thousands of them. All human. All connected. All systems online, he whispered. Above the surface, nothing looked different. Cities still stood. Oceans still moved. But under it all, Earth was waking up. Back in space, the alien commander saw something new. Lights, small at first, and more. Then thousands, peering all around Earth. Not ships, not weapons. Points of energy, floating in space. A voice paused. For the first time. Stop speaking. The human on the screen looked up. It sees them, he said quietly. The commander asked, what are those? The human answered. Our answer. The lights began to move. Not randomly. Perfectly controlled. They formed patterns. Circles. Lines. Shapes that did not follow normal geometry. They connected. Beams of energy shot between them. A massive network formed around Earth. Bright. Powerful. Alive. The darkness reacted. It pulled back slightly. Not in fear. But in interest. You learned, the voice said. On Earth, Daniel's hands were steady now. He was no longer afraid. He was focused. Because now he understood. This was never about weapons. This was about control. Balance. Containment. The human on the alien screen spoke again. We could never destroy it. The commander listened. Then what are you doing? He asked. The human replied. What we have always done. The lights around Earth began to glow brighter. The network tightened. The space around the planet started to bend. Reality itself was being shaped. The voice grew louder. Stronger. You think this can hold me? Several of the energy points shattered. Gone instantly. The network flickered. Daniel shouted. Stability dropping. Deep underground systems began to fail. Energy levels rising beyond limits. The human on the screen remained calm. It won't be enough, he said. The commander looked at him. Then we are all dead. The human shook his head. No. Silence. He said it. We are not alone in this fight. That moment, something impossible happened. From Earth, ships appeared. Not alien ships. Not modern human ships. Something else. Hidden fleets. Old fleets. Massive and powerful. They rose from the oceans. From underground bases. From places no one had ever seen. The alien commander stared in shock. You had a fleet this whole time. The human answered simply. We had to. The ships moved into position. Joining the network. Adding more power. More stability. The darkness pushed forward again. Stronger. Angrier. You hide behind walls, the voice said. The human's eyes hardened. No, he said. We stand in front of them. The final phase began. Every human system activated. Every hidden weapon came online. Every defense mechanism reached full power. Daniel watched the numbers rise. Energy at maximum. Containment field at limit. He took a deep breath. This is it. Back in space, the commander could feel it. The entire planet. Fighting. The human spoke one last time. Watch closely. The network collapsed inward. Not breaking. Focusing. All energy moved to one point, one location, deep under earth. The ground shook. Oceans moved. The sky itself seemed to bend. The voice screamed, not in pain, but in resistance. You cannot lock me again. The human whispered. Yes, we can. A massive pulse of energy exploded outward, bright enough to blind, strong enough to shake space itself. Silence. Complete silence. The darkness was gone. The voice was gone. Pressure. Above Earth, the remaining alien ships drifted slowly. Broken. Silent. Inside the command ship, the alien commander slowly stood up. His body was weak. His crew gone. He looked at the screen. The human was still there. Alive. It's over, the commander asked. The human nodded. For now. The commander struggled to understand. You protected us. The human looked at him carefully. We protected everyone. A long silence followed. The commander looked at Earth again. The same blue planet. Peaceful. Quiet. So all this time, he said slowly. You were not weak. The human gave a small, tired smile. We were careful. The commander lowered his head. For what it's worth, we are sorry. The human replied. Next time don't come. The transmission ended. On Earth, Daniel leaned back in his chair. His hands finally relaxed. It's done, he whispered. But deep underground, far below everything, the systems remained active, watching, waiting, because they all knew the truth. This was not the end. It was just another day, guarding the thing no one else could. Final line. Never mistake silence for weakness. End of story.